story, we bring to you Dale Vaz, CTO, Swiggy. Mr. Vaz is looking forward to sharing his success mantra of how he adopted successful cloud practices at Swiggy. So listen carefully as he opens up on some expert knowledge. And to moderate this session, I invite Amit Kumar, partner KPMG. So without further ado, I hand over to you, Amit.
Very good morning, Dale. How are you this morning?
Very good, Amit. How are you?
All good at my end. Just to get started and from an introduction for our viewers, if you could talk briefly about yourself and Swiggy. Everybody knows Swiggy, but just from an introduction standpoint.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me here today, Amit. Very excited to be talking to you and the people on this presentation. So my name is Dale. I'm the CTO at Swiggy. As many of you may know, Swiggy is quite famous in India as one of India's largest food delivery companies. But over the last few years, we've gone to be much more than food. We are now also delivering groceries through Instamart. We can deliver over-the-counter products like diapers for your kids or even batteries that you may need at night. We also have a service called Genie, which is a pickup and drop off service where you could schedule a pickup for anything you want. Like you want to move a cake for your daughter's birthday, you can have a Genie come and pick it up. So essentially Swiggy is branching into our vision of providing unparalleled convenience to consumers. What that means is we want to be able to provide consumer services and products that they need in their daily lives. And food is one, groceries second, and obviously there's a lot more planned. So we are very excited to be on this journey of trying to build India's largest on-demand platform for consumers.
Absolutely. And everyone, this is Amit Kumar, a partner with KPMG Lighthouse team, which works in cloud, data analytics, AI and ML domain. Been working with customers in India for last 20 odd years and last 6 years specifically with startups like Swiggy and everyone else. So thank you so much, Dale, again for your time. And to get started, we have all come to know Swiggy as the food delivery company, but I understand there's a grand vision of moving into all convenience platform company for the consumers. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think Swiggy, when we started Swiggy and when you go back to like the roots of Swiggy, Swiggy obviously began from a consumer need, which is around food. At that point, the initial founders were looking at saying, how do we support and solve for this consumer need where people need access to food in a reliable manner, in a convenient manner. And while we began with food as the category, I think we've also learned over the last few years that there's a larger opportunity for us to solve for different kinds of consumer needs in urban life. If you think about consumers, our lives are getting a lot more complex, getting a lot more busy. Consumers are also starting to value convenience because they can save time and use that time for things that matter to them. Nobody wants to be out traveling 45 minutes to pick up a bag of groceries, or nobody wants to be waiting outside a restaurant 1 hour for picking up that burger. So the intent of Swiggy and our focus is now to say, how do we look at providing different kinds of services to consumers that help them in their day-to-day life, will help them provide convenience to them so that consumers can use that time to do things that matter for them, while Swiggy makes it super easy for somebody to get access to services. So with that kind of larger vision, we've begun expanding into different categories. Over the last year, we've expanded into our grocery and ultra-fast delivery business called Instamart, where you can find a lot of items for your kitchen as well as for your home needs available. Recently, I even needed like a thermometer for my kid. I was able to get it over Instamart in 20 minutes. Other day, I needed notebooks for him for his school, and we were able to find notebooks on Instamart again delivered in 20 minutes. So I think for us, this proposition of being able to provide any kind of product to consumers and do it in an ultra-fast manner is very exciting. We've seen some great love from consumers and some early feedback is very positive. So that's really where we are. We're going to build up on that. We will choose to expand into more categories that make sense from a consumer perspective, and essentially bring all these services to consumers at their fingertips.
Absolutely. And from my personal experience, we have all known that Swiggy has always been very strong on tech. But how did it all start? And now, if you could talk about your journey to cloud, that'll be awesome, Dale.
Yeah. It's Swiggy is, I guess, one of those 100% cloud companies. We've always been on the cloud from day one. Especially, I think, as a startup, the benefit that a cloud provider brings is immense. So if you go back to the early days of Swiggy, it was a pretty small team. And the real focus of that small team is in saying, how do we build software products that will differentiate Swiggy from the rest of the competition, right? So now when you have a small team, you really need to make sure you're providing value to the company by providing them or focusing them on things that matter for Swiggy, while leveraging commodity things that can be picked out of the shelf. And for us, the infrastructure as a service is definitely a commodity right now that we can pick from multiple service providers. There's also companies now providing software as a service that can be picked. So for us, I think as a startup, it was very important to be very careful in deciding when to build, when to buy. And we went down the route of saying we want to be able to build software that matters in the space of convenience. At the same time, we want to buy the infrastructure as a service from some of these cloud providers. So from day one, we've been on the cloud. We've picked AWS as our cloud partner, and it's been the same all through. And frankly, it's been a really big enabler for a company like us through our journey. As we've gone increasing scale and having to double our volumes, the benefit of having a cloud provider has allowed us to get access to easy scalability at an efficient cost structure, while allowing our team to focus on core differentiating products that we need to build for our consumers.
And which all cloud services, Dale, IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS are most relevant for you? I understand you guys are very heavy on IaaS side, but
Yes.
is PaaS and SaaS also quite relevant?
So it's a mix. I would say also it's a little bit of a transition as companies progress. We began purely from saying, how do we use core infrastructure as a service, EC2 boxes or RDS databases. And so a large part of our need is essentially just the fundamental foundational infrastructure services that we use from a company like Amazon. But over the years, we've also progressed to now look at more, I would say, advanced products as a service. Managed infrastructure, for example, is a place we've gone through. We've outsourced the entire messaging infrastructure that we used to build, where we were running this complex infrastructure and thousands of Kafka queues running within Swiggy. And we've taken all that infrastructure and outsourced it to another company, which is now running this managed infrastructure for us. And that's a pattern that we are seeing is really also giving us a lot more leverage, because we can offload not just the infrastructure, but also the oversight and the operational complexity that comes with looking at this infrastructure. The other pattern, as you said, a product as a service, there are examples where now we are also starting to look at saying other product capabilities that are available on the cloud that we can directly use. The most relevant would be in places like data science, where, for example, with AWS, they have an API called a forecast API, which can predict, given a time series, can predict some value. So you can think of this as, rather than having to build all the ML and the models, you can just basically call this API. You can pass in your data and it will give you back a forecast. So there we've again used that API for a very specific need we have. And there we're looking at saying, this is again something which is a product capability out there in the world that is quite commoditized. We don't need to necessarily reinvent the wheel. So let's use that where we can. So I would say it's been a maturity curve, and more as we go along, as we want to be super focused on things that matter, we are going to be looking at commodity software that can be got off the shelf and leveraged to some of the cloud partners out there.
And Dale, can you talk about in your journey, what has been the top 3 factors that you think were most crucial in going cloud native way? What were those factors, and how you've seen being cloud native give you those business value altogether in last few years?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the very distinct, specific benefits that we've been able to realize as being part of the cloud. To begin with, the first one, which is obvious, is the scale. Swiggy itself, in the journey that we've been for a large part of our journey, we've been doubling our transaction volume every year. So I joined Swiggy around 3 years back now. And between the time I joined and the time now, we've almost 4x our traffic and our transaction volumes. So now when you think about that particular scale, you're in a world where every 3 months, every 6 months, you're hitting a new high. Your traffic is 20%, 30% higher. there's a lot of complexity that comes with trying to build a system and a software stack that can support that. And there's complexity on the software side, which we as Swiggy engineering team, we manage. But there's also complexity that comes with essentially managing all the boxes, the networking, the cabling that goes with it. And by being able to offload that to a cloud partner, we get the benefit of efficient scaling, where as and when our traffic increases, we are able to auto scale up. And then when our traffic goes down, we're able to auto scale down. And even on a daily basis, when you look at the Swiggy ordering pattern, you have a morning breakfast peak, then you have a little bit of a lull in the day, then you have a little bit of a lunchtime peak, then again the traffic dips, and then you have the dinner peak. So we are a business that is not a flat business. It's a very sinusoidal up and down kind of traffic pattern. And for us, having a cloud scalable infrastructure is super critical, because then our cost structure also moves in line with the order volume we have and the demand pattern we have. So definitely that's one big advantage that we saw. The second advantage is cost from purely in terms of how we would measure cost of infrastructure. If we had gone down the on-prem route, we would have to have a very high capex investment in being able to build out these servers, data centers, and the networking infrastructure that goes with it. And for a startup, obviously, capex is something that you want to conserve. So it's a pretty big deal for us not to have major outlays in capex on hardware. With the cloud solution, we move into more of an operational expense mode or an OpEx mode, where you are paying as you go. So for us, it ties very well into our business model. If our business does well, we end up paying to the cloud partner. If our business does not do well, our outflow on OpEx also goes down. So we're able to manage OpEx a lot more tightly, because now we are essentially only paying for what we need and not necessarily having a large cost that's being carried on the P&L, right? And then the third benefit, I think, which is very relevant, especially in this world today where talent is so scarce, is really about saying the leverage that it has given us to focus on things that matter. End of the day, again, as a startup, you'll have finite number of people on your team. You're trying to compete with really big multinational companies that are out there, thousands and thousands of engineers. So the key mantra that we follow at Swiggy is, how do we stand on the shoulders of giants? Right? And so for us, if we have a 200, 300, 500 member team, how do we make that team be as performant as a company that may have 1,000, 2,000 organization? And the way we do it is by leveraging these cloud partners, where we are able to offload a lot of the tech to them for services that are commodities, and use our team to focus on things that where we can provide differentiated value to our business. So that's the third thing, is really leverage. And as a tech company, the leverage that you get from being able to partner and network, it's very amazing for us, and it's been such a great advantage for us to be able to build fast.
So if I could summarize, scalability, on-demand compute, the cost flexibility from CapEx to OpEx, and the leverage that cloud brings to the table for a startup like yours would be the top three factors, isn't it?
Yes.
And we see a lot being talked about data security, data privacy, compliance these days, Dell. And since you handle customer data, location data, and there's a lot of vast amount of data that gets collected during the process, how do you manage everything related to data security and compliance?
Yeah, it's a pretty I would say interesting space, because there's always so much evolving in the domain. Especially in recent times, we're seeing a lot of new emerging threats. Data breaches are becoming very common across the board. We're also seeing governments get really focused on saying, how do we protect data? How do we protect consumers? Regulations coming in. So there are lots of moving pieces in this space. And I would say, again, being on the cloud for us has actually helped us, because it has allowed us to have a multi-pronged strategy where we can easily pick and choose the best providers that exist. So when we think about security at Swiggy, we have it's like a layered approach to security. You have something called a perimeter security, which essentially makes sure that anybody from outside coming in is controlled, managed, and you don't want to have malicious access from someone coming from outside, right? And so there's one layer of security that we do, where we've partnered with some of the top security companies in the world to provide us this perimeter security, which is monitoring our traffic and looking for anomalies within the traffic. And then you have other layers of security, which is saying once people come inside your network, you then have to make sure that they are performing things that match the role that they have. So if I'm supposed to be accessing this particular device, but then now maybe for some reason I'm looking up a certain database and I'm running some queries on some database I'm not supposed to be accessing, how do you detect that and how do you prevent that? And so there you have to think about things like role-based access control and how do you secure from internal threats. And there again, we have different cloud solutions that we've been able to leverage where we can pick and choose solutions that do monitoring, threat detection, analysis, and help us keep control over activity streams that are happening within the network, right? And then you have the data itself that is flowing in and out. When you think about customer data, the data that is coming from the customer device all the way to where it's being stored, there itself, you have to think about how do you store data both in motion, which is when it's being sent over the wire, as well as data at rest, which is when it's being stored within your network. So for data in motion, obviously things like encryption is important. How do you ensure that you have cloud providers who encrypt data at source so that anyone in between cannot get access to that data? Data at rest, again, there we have encryption in place and obfuscation of the data in our data set. So even if somebody were to get access to our data, the information will not be readable to them because the data is obfuscated in a way that only a machine can understand it. So there are multiple
security and privacy are very, very important when it comes to handling the customer data. And since you talked about data, Dale, the last question, I know that when I use Swiggy app, there is tons of personalization going into the app. So how are you guys? I know you guys are big on using data AI ML, but if you could, for the benefit of our viewers, if you could talk about how Swiggy is leveraging data AI and ML, to give personalization and to bring more efficiency.
Yeah, I think one of the things we realized very quickly is that at the core of it, the only way we will be able to scale this business is by actually leveraging data and bringing advanced analytics and AI to the product and the business. If you think about the complexity of what's happening at Swiggy, right? At any point in time, across 500 different cities in India and more than 2.5 lakh drivers, there are millions of orders being fulfilled in a given day. So millions of customers logging into the app. You have 250,000 drivers who are signing in and waiting for orders to come in. You have almost 185,000 restaurant partners across India who are also logging in and waiting for orders to come in. And this entire environment is very dynamic. So when we think about this three-way marketplace between a consumer, a driver, and a restaurant partner, what AI does at Swiggy is essentially help match them for optimality, which means at any point in time, we are trying to figure out what is the best possible combination to show a driver, customer, or restaurant. And there could be different use cases. As you as a customer, when you log in, the restaurants you see will be customized to the patterns you've seen before. As a driver, when the orders come in, we have to identify the best possible driver to allocate to an order to ensure that the order is fulfilled on time. And then across the board, when you think about the entire order flow, management of orders, everything is managed in a way that we have systems that are automatically checking for orders going bad, we have things that trigger off, and all of that. And at any given point in time, we have almost 1 million predictions per second happening on our platform. And these cover the entire range from the recommendations, search, your delivery optimizations, all the way down to even the time predictions that we do for your delivery. So it's a very complex beast, but I think the good thing about this is that it comes together well in a way that as a consumer, it provides a very simple experience to you, while in the background, we take over all that complexity and we are trying to essentially leverage this AI to manage a lot of complexity that's happening on the ground.
It's really massive scale that Swiggy operates in, and it's so fabulous to hear the insights directly from you, Dale. Really, really appreciate your valuable time and giving all these insights for our viewers. Thank you so much for your time today, Dale. Have a great day.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Vas, for sharing your experiences of cloud adoption and innovation with us. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Ladies and gentlemen, stay glued for our next cloud success story coming up.